much more inhospitable than here on Earth. So what sort of building materials will we need for the future exploration and colonization of the Red Planet? Big question for scientists, and one that a teenager from County Westmeath decided to take on, and in doing so picked up the top prize at this year's SciFest competition. So, Clare Reidy will represent Ireland at the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair in Atlanta, Georgia, no less. Midlands 103's Kaylee Hardiman has been speaking with the Leaving Cert student from Our Lady's Bower in Athlone about her project.
My project was called Cosmic Radiation Protection Simulation, and for the first part of my project I made up Martian simulant regolith, which is basically, it's a mimic of Martian soil. So you take all the chemical components of Martian soil and you basically put them in a beaker and mix them together and you form your own Martian soil here on Earth. And then I decided that I could make bricks from that soil. So I made up different bricks from different compositions of polymers and the Martian regolith I had made. And then I tested each of the bricks with a setup which had like a Geiger-Müller tube and a Panax demonstration kit, which is the sort of stuff that you'd find in, you know, any secondary school chemistry lab. And I tested the bricks to see which would be the most effective at blocking radiation, and I found that it was a brick with 20% polyethylene. So the reason that would be important is because the cosmic radiation on space it's a massive danger to anyone who travels, and if we're looking to colonize Mars, that would be one of the first things we have to think about. So what I was trying to see was, how would you construct a brick so as to optimize its defense of cosmic radiation, basically? So which type of brick would be the best at blocking this harmful cosmic rays? So that's basically what I did. I carried out the first part for the regional final, which was held in May, I think, online. And then I got through to the national final, and then that was in October, and I ended up winning, which was great. There was an award ceremony on Saturday, and yeah, there was great excitement in this household after I won. But yeah, that was basically the project.
And how long were you working on the project, Claire?
The original closing date for SciFest in school was back in April, and I only really started the project, I'd say, April or March. I didn't initially plan on entering SciFest. But what happened was I was talking to my mum and I was saying, I might want to do physics in college. And my mum was like, you've never done anything to do with physics. Why would you want to do physics? So I said, I'll throw in a physics project into SciFest, see how it goes. And that's what I came up with. So that was about March, April. And then the actual results from the regional final came out in about June. So then I took the project back up over the summer, and most of the research I did for the second part of the project would have been carried out in August. And I tried to kind of finish it up before sixth year, because obviously I'm doing my Leaving Cert this year and it's a fairly busy year. So I kind of finished up with all the experimental and everything at the end of August, and then I just started, writing and preparing for the interviews and stuff like that.
And are you looking forward to representing Ireland in Atlanta next year?
Yeah, absolutely. I've never actually been to America, and I always say to my parents, because everyone else in my family has been, so I'd absolutely love to go. I have an uncle over in the States as well, and yeah, I've never been to the States, but I'm so looking forward to it. I just can't wait.
And what will you get to do as part of being at the engineering fair?
Well, it's a 5-day event, so it's on in May between the 8th and the 13th, and I think you go up, you present your project to the judges, and then obviously you'll get to meet all of the sort of me's from all the other countries. So like the people who've won in everywhere, basically, like Japan, France, and a lot of Americans. So I suppose just go around and mingle with the other contestants. And I'm not sure if there's any actual events, but I'd say there'd definitely be a bit of downtime to go explore Georgia or stuff like that.
And what has the reaction been like to your project winning, Claire, and have you managed to process it yet?
Well, actually on Saturday, right after I found out the news, I had a football match. So I'm playing football with Athlone GAA, and I had a minor match on Saturday. So I had to go play a football match about an hour after I found out. So that kind of took it out of my system, I suppose. But yeah, it's been phenomenal. Like, everyone in the school is so supportive, and especially my family. But at the same time, when I went in on Monday morning, I had to face into a bunch of Christmas tests, so, you know, didn't exactly get much time to celebrate.
And is cosmic radiation something you're kind of hoping to keep looking into, and would you like to pursue a career in physics or in general science, as you said?
Yeah, possibly. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do in college next year, but I was looking at a course in Galway, which I thought was really interesting. It's a physicianeer program, where basically you do an 8-year course, and once you're finished, you have a medical degree and a biomedical engineering degree. So I was thinking that would be a really interesting course. But yeah, I'm really interested in science. Like, for the Leaving Cert, I'm doing chemistry, physics, and biology. So there's no sort of way out of that one at this stage. I think if I turned around and did like an arts degree, people would be fairly surprised. So yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be something down the science route anyway. So I'm not entirely sure which domain yet, but we'll see. Time will tell, I suppose.
Has science always been something you've been interested in?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I suppose my family is fairly science orientated. My parents are both working in the field anyways, and all my siblings, I'm the youngest, but two of my